Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm just trying to get my lights set up here so make sure y'all can see me. That's too bright. Let me go back down. Ooh, bright. Let me take that down a little bit. All right, I think that's good. No, let me go back up. No, I think that's good. Hey, Erica. All right. No, let me go back. No. Okay, I think that's good right there. All right. Hey, Erica, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm gonna have to go back and watch your live for the big announcement that was made tonight. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch and catch the replay on that. So I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes, a couple more seconds. See if anyone else trickles in. If not, we will get started and they can catch the replay. And how was your day today? That's good. Okay, so yeah, I kind of just a little bit. I know just a little bit. But I need to go over there and hear the big announcement. The social announcement. Yes. Okay, so I'm about to go ahead and get started in a minute because I know it's getting late for some people, and I know we normally wind down about this time of day and get our mind right because tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow is Friday, y'all. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And for those that come in and watch the replay, just hashtag replay so I know that you was here. Okay. All right. So good evening, everyone. Everyone should know who I am, but if not, let me introduce myself. I am Dotrell McNeal, and thank you all so much for being a part of Your Confidence Matters, My Confidence Matters Facebook group, because at the end of the day, our confidence does matter in everything that we do in life. Our decisions we make, the choices and decisions that we make, and things like that. And so I just want to just touch base really quick, briefly of my background and how I began to, step outside of my comfort zone and boost and build my confidence. And I've told my story, briefly before and things like that, but I'm just going to run it back and just introduce it to those that may not know. So for me, growing up, I was the little cute little chubby little girl growing up and things like that. And I would get teased and things because, I was the chubby one. I wasn't, like the average other little slim girls and things like that. So I would get, teased a little bit about, me being chubby and things like that. And so that's where my programming began of self-doubt within myself, because that's where it started to begin, of worrying about what other people thought of me or what other people had to say about me and things like that. And so that kind of stayed with me as I began, the adolescent years, going into middle school, high school, and things like that. I would, even though I had some confidence within my physical features, as far as the looks and stuff, like I just knew I was cute. Like nobody couldn't tell me I was cute. But I had in the back of my head of, what other people thought of me and what other people had to say, and things like that, because I had that programming because it started with the weight thing growing up as a kid. And so those limited and negative, thoughts and beliefs, kind of held me back from actually doing things that I truly wanted to do, because I was always worried about if I was good enough far as within the look, far as the weight wise, and just clear it up just far as the weight wise and things like that. And so, over the years, I would, stay in my comfort zone, stay in my shell. And it was things that I wanted to do, things that I wanted to try. But I was just had that insecurity of what someone would say, what someone would think of me and things like that. And so one day I was, and I've always had an interest in beauty, fashion, hair, makeup, the glitz and glam, any girly girl type of things like that. And so the year, I think it was 2003 or 4, when Top Model came out. Y'all remember Top Model with Tyra Banks when she first came out with Top Model? Y'all, that was my show. Top Model was my show. I watched it faithfully. Like, nobody couldn't tell me Tyra wasn't my sister. Like, Tyra was my sister, right? And so that was my show, and I would watch the show faithfully of how she would have the girls posing and smizing. And smizing is, I found out, it's smiling with your eyes. And so I would be in the mirror trying to do everything. I probably was doing it wrong, but I was still like doing it or whatever. And I was like, dang, I wish I could do that. But back then, when modeling and thing, you had to be, ain't no shade to the slim girls or anything like that, but you had to be bite-sized to be in the modeling industry back then, right, Eric? Okay, so it started with you too when you was young, right? So back then you had to be like bite-sized to be in the industry. But I would still watch that show faithfully. And so one year, I think it was 2005 if I'm not mistaken, there was this full-figure model by the name of Takara that came on the show. And that changed the game. Takara changed the game for me, because I'm like, dang, if she can get on TV and she had curves and hips and stuff and do it, I was like, I just knew I had to step outside of my comfort zone. I knew I had to build up my self-confidence, because I felt like if she could do it, then so can I. And when Takara came on there and did it, it just changed the game. And so fast forward to 2011, I was on Facebook and I was scrolling through Facebook, and I seen a casting flyer for a model casting call. And the thing about it is that the model casting call, it didn't have a size requirement. Like, they was accepting anybody from size 0 to double size or whatever. And I'm like, yes, this is going to be my chance to step out and just try it and do it scared. And during that time, I had to start working on my mindset and get in my mind, like, I need to do this for me, and I can't be worrying about what other people have to say. And I have to step out and I have to do it scared. I have to do this for me. So I called the number on the flyer, and so happened a young lady answered the phone, and we got to chit-chatting, and we was talking, as if we just knew each other and things. It was a Sunday. I never forget. I was getting ready to go to church. She was getting ready to go to church, and we just like clicked and connected, and I got all of the information to come out to the model casting call. And so I hit up one of my sisters, and I was like, I want to go to this casting call. It's over in Orlando. And at the time, y'all, my car was not reliable, okay? So I had to get me a ride that I knew was going to get there and get back, okay? So I hit up one of my sisters, and I was like, I need to get to this casting call. So she was like, yeah, let's go. So she took me over there. We went. And I was nervous, but I was excited at the same time, because I was like, I didn't know what we was going to do, what they was going to have us do, or anything like that. So we get to the casting, so they have us do a walk and things like that. So fast forward, so I didn't make the cut. But I was kind of okay with that because I was still had the excitement, like I couldn't believe what I just did. You know, it all happens in a mindset shift. Like once you shift your mind and truly decide, like, look, I'm taking this leap of faith. I'm stepping outside of this comfort zone. I got to do this for me regardless of what anyone else has to say or think or feel. I have to do this for me. And so I felt good, and I was like, oh, I could do that again. So I wanted to go to another casting call, whatever. And so even though I didn't make that casting call, y'all, I met some amazing people. I made some amazing connections. And the young lady that I was just talking about earlier, that I was talking to on the call, I didn't know, and she was one of the judges of the casting call, and I didn't know that she had her own organization that did modeling and dance and spoken word and things like that. And so she invited me to come out to a meet and greet that she was having with her organization. Hey Koya, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. And so I went, and so fast forward, I joined the organization. I became a curvy model with the organization. I put in my time, my due diligence, and over the years, you know, I met some amazing people. I gained some knowledge. I learned some things. I began to build up my own self-confidence, and then over time, I became her executive assistant to her organization. And so, just saying all that to say, all you have to do is step over the line and do it scared. Step over that line and do it scared. And for me to step over that line and do it scared, I had to shift my mindset. So let's get into it, okay? So I'm going to give you all a brief introduction to, you know, the language of our mind, which is called NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. And the neuro part of that means the nervous system, you know, our minds in which we use the experiences, you know, of the world through our senses. The linguistic part of NLP is the language and the communication, you know, that we use to store the experiences to give it meaning. So I'm going to read that again. Hey, Dotrell McNeal, thank you for tuning in. So the linguistic part of NLP is the language and other communication we use to store experiences and give it meaning. And the programming is discovering and using programs and patterns and strategies we run in our mind to achieve our goal. So this is how we process and take in information. So basically, NLP is how we use the basic language of our mind to consistently achieve the results that we want in life. So when we get ready to change our mindset, which is that core, and when you're getting ready to shift your mindset, you're going to have to make some adjustments to your environment and the things that you do, the people that you're hanging around, and the language that you're using that's coming out of your mouth, and the thoughts that's going through your head, right? So when you're getting ready to change your thoughts are going to either excel you or fail you. It's all on how you think and what you are meditating on. It's how you think and what you're meditating on. And realize that you don't have to be the way that you are. The way that, you know, we're brought up in, you know, certain environments. And those environments stem certain beliefs, you know, with us, and behaviors that mold and shape us to think a certain way. And a lot of our thinking and our mindset and those limited beliefs are really not ours. It stems from someone else. And so, hey Shalonda, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. And so when we have those certain beliefs and behaviors that mold and shape us to think a certain way, we carry that thinking with us, through our adolescent, our teenage years, young adult, and adulthood, and things like that. And that's where a lot of limited beliefs come from. So your conscious mind, our conscious mind, is the fun side, the wild side, the exciting side, that adventurous side, right? That's the conscious. That's our conscious mind. So the subconscious mind is the side that plays it safe, that has repetition and that keeps you inside of a box. So, when you're wanting to step outside of that box and try something new, our subconscious mind is programmed to keep us in the safe zone. Like that flight or fight state. That's how our subconscious mind is, because when we're introducing it to something new, it's like it's automatically telling us that it's not safe. And that's why a lot of us start things and we don't finish it, because of that certain belief that we keep going back to, right? So I just want you all to know that you can change that. You can decide that you want better, that you want to think differently, that you want to do better. And when we go through this process and change, we have to have discipline. We have to discipline ourselves in order to have that change and get the results that we want, right? And when you're going through this change, be prepared for those around you to start questioning this new change that you decided that you wanted for your life. They're going to want to know who you've been talking to and who you hanging around, who all up in your head. When that mindset starts to shift, people are going to notice it, especially those in that circle that you're hanging around with. And if they're not doing anything to up level themselves, they're going to notice the change within you, because they're going to start questioning you and asking you, like, what's going on? What got into you? And things like that. I didn't know you had an interest in doing this or doing that. Whatever. That we all done had them type of friends, right? So changing your mindset to experience these new things is going to feel uncomfortable. But just imagine letting go of those insecurities and becoming more confident. You know what I'm saying? And everything that you decide to do is going to feel so amazing. And when you're going through this shift, you got to remember to, protect your core, your mindset. Protect your mindset when you're going through this change, because people are going to try to take you back to that old way of thinking and take you back to that old version of yourself. And when that starts to happen, you need to do an inventory. You need to do inventory. I know I have some business owners on here, and we all know what inventory is. We have to see what has to go, what needs to leave, when it needs to leave, who needs to take it out. You need to do an inventory and decide who needs to go, where it needs to go, and when it needs to go. And that can be it can be your friends, it can be your family. When you're deciding to truly shift your mindset, you have to be disciplined. You have to do that inventory. And your inventory is your new mindset that's coming in, because everything that doesn't mean you any good must go. Anything that's not helping you leave your comfort zone so you can profit and prosper, it must go. We cannot continue to think about prosperity with an old mindset. You must align your mindset and your mouth to be on one accord. I'm going to repeat that. We must align our mindset and our mouth to be on one accord. You can't think about prosperity but always speaking negative over the situation and the growth. And what I mean by that is, you can't speak about prosperity, but just because your growth isn't going as fast as you want it to go, or you're not getting the results as fast as you want to, now you want to think, well, this ain't finna work. Why this not happening for me? And it's not moving fast. We can't do that. We can't think about prosperity, but we speak negative over the situation because the growth and the results and the change is not coming as quick as we want to. It's a process. you have to start the process in order to trust the process. You know what I'm saying? So just be easy through your process when you're going through things like that. And during this time, you need to also be very involved emotionally when it comes to the idea of living and creating in a new mindset. Our mindset should be to create a confident, abundant, meaningful life, and everything that we're working for, the things that we deserve. Get in contact with your emotions, and when you start feeling a certain way, get in tune with it, and recognize like why am I having this feeling, and why is it coming up? You know what I'm saying? So you and only you can make the decisions to change your mindset. No one else can do this for you. You can have all the motivation in the world. You can have all the encouragement in the world. You can get all the coaching, the mentoring. You can get all of that. But if you yourself is not willing to put in the work and do the work to get the results to change for yourself, then you're going to stay within that mindset. And that mindset is going to hold you in that comfort zone. You're going to always have those insecurities. So self-confidence is good for the area and the things that you know how to do. So we can be confident, in certain areas that we know how to do, but don't limit yourself. Always be willing to take off the limitations of self. Self is the thing that holds us back. So we need to stop being in our own way. So, with every new level we reach, right? It's a new level of fear, and it's a new level of confidence. And the reason being is because we haven't been to that new level yet, right? You don't know what to expect. So you must continue to build your self-confidence and your mindset up when those new levels come. Because like they say, with every new level, it's a new devil. Well, with every new level, there's a new level of fear and a new level of confidence, because you haven't been there and experienced it yet. So you're automatically going to be, feeling nervous or anxious, about what a new project or a new business adventure, because you haven't been there yet, right? But you still have to remember to have that positive self-talk when you're trying to prosper. Prosperity, align your mouth and your mindset. So when you're wanting that prosperity, you can't be having that negative self-talk, right? So how do we shift our mindset to start making changes, to see results and stepping outside of our comfort zone? So how do we, start making changes, right? Well, it's a thing called a paradigm. And I don't know, have any of y'all heard, what paradigm, the word paradigm, do any of y'all know what the paradigm is or anything like that? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay. All right, I give y'all some time. I know Facebook got a little delay. All right, so the thing that's called a paradigm, the paradigm is a mental program, and it has control over our habitual behaviors. So almost, all of us have behaviors which is habitual, right? So the paradigm is a multitude of habits passed down from our parents, our aunts, uncles, cousins, and things like that. And it's also a way of how we view ourselves, and the world that we approach change and challenges with, right? Okay, so you've heard of it, right? Okay. All right. So I got some comments in there. So y'all familiar with the paradigm, right? Okay. So in order for us to, free ourselves of these paradigms, we must first be aware of it. And then we must understand them. So you have to be aware and you have to understand. Because in the beginning, like it said, it's the habitual behaviors from the mindset shifts is passed down. So the programming that some of us have, we've learned from our parents, and they probably learned it from their parents and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So once you become aware of these limited beliefs and negative thoughts and understand where it comes from, then it's up to you to make the change to shift your mindset to get to another level. So when you're shifting that mindset to get to another level, you just have to have faith, knowing that you can change your paradigm, which is your way of thinking. Have faith that you know that you can change your way of thinking. You can change those beliefs that you were brought up with, those beliefs that are not yours, those beliefs that was put on you from someone else that has your mind thinking a certain kind of way and believing a certain kind of way and thinking only certain type of people can have this and only certain type of people can have that. When actuality, that's not true. We all can get it. We all can have abundance. We all can be free. We all can be confident. It's just we have to shift our mindset and shift the way that we think and shift the things that we believe, right? So some ways to start changing your programming and your mindset is to get yourself in unfamiliar settings and situations. Get familiar with the unfamiliar. Now, don't put yourself in no dangerous situation. Now, let me clear that up. I'm not talking about that. Nothing dangerous or anything, but just the unfamiliar things that you want to do, like far as like maybe starting a business or going to school or starting a podcast or something like that. That's unfamiliar and it's uncomfortable. So start getting yourself in settings and situations that's unfamiliar and uncomfortable, so over time you can get familiar with it and get confident with it, right? Start working on things that scare you the most. Start working on things that scare you the most. If you have fears of doing anything, write them on a sheet of paper and title it to-do list. Title the things that you fear to-do list and start working on it and start doing it scared. Exactly, Shalonda. Thinking out of the box. Exactly. You got to start thinking outside of the box. Another tip is to start educating yourself, about things that you don't know. Start reading. You know what I'm saying? Reading makes us more self-confident within our knowledge and our intelligence. So if you feel like you want to do speaking engagements or you want to start doing live videos and you're not comfortable with your speech or the words and your articulation, start reading and, up-leveling your knowledge and your intelligence. That way you can become more self-confident within yourself, right? Another thing is to start thinking with an abundant mindset instead of a scarcity mindset. Start thinking abundance. Start thinking about what you can have. Start thinking about the things that you deserve. And stop thinking in a scarcity mindset of I can't do this or I can't have that. Stop thinking about what you can't afford or what you can't learn, and start shifting your mindset into thinking about, well, let me see what I can do to find out about this, or let me see who can help me get to the next level. Instead of saying I can't, rephrase that and say, let me find out what I can do or who can help me to get out of that scarcity mindset, right? And truly be committed to changing your mindset. We got to be truly committed to changing our mindset, to let go of these insecurities and these self-doubt and wanting other people's approval. As I mentioned earlier, when I was talking a little bit about my story of growing up and things like that, it was like I had the insecurity of the self-doubt because I felt like I needed approval from other people, when actuality, I just needed my own approval from myself and stop worrying about what other people thought of me or what they may have, have to say and things like that. Y'all let me see what y'all talking about in here. I see this going up. Exactly, D. LaShawn. And stop focusing on the past of what you used to have. Exactly. Leave the past in the past. I'm glad you brought that up, because I was reading something. Anybody that know me, I'm always researching, I'm always reading, I'm always on somebody's webinar because I just love to like just know stuff and educate myself. And it's not that I don't take other people's words for anything, but it's just like I just want to know for myself. Like, I'm just not the person that you can spoon feed anything to. You know, when you're getting information from people, it's okay to get information from people, but don't always want to be spoon-fed everything. Research some stuff for yourself. That way you can get more confident when you're trying to find out resources and knowledge pertaining to any information or any industry that you're trying to get in. Stop wanting to be spoon-fed from everybody. And so to bring that up about focusing on the past, I was I reading it, or I probably was on a webinar or something. I don't know. But they were talking about the things of your past. Like, if it's not going on and happening right now, if you can't physically touch it, then it didn't happen. It's not going on. So leave it in the past. Those, our insecurities that we have, that negative self-talk about the should haves and the could haves and the would haves and what worked and what didn't work from your past, leave it there. Because if it's not in the present and in your physical and you can touch it, it didn't happen. So just leave it in the past and let it go. Let it go. Okay. I'm just going through here. Let's see what y'all have to say. Thank y'all again so much for tuning in. I know it's late for some people. I know like we're winding down, but I am almost finished. I got like one little nugget left. So to close everything out with, so know that with your mind, when your mindset is shifting and you're processing the information and you're deciding on what changes that you need to make and what steps you need to take, start stepping outside of your comfort zone. Right? Leave it in the past. Start stepping outside of your comfort zone. And I want to, when we're setting up our goals and we're trying to, do things, I know like stepping outside of our comfort zone is scary. It's stressful. It's hard. It's uncomfortable and everything like that. But I was listening to a video. It came through a group that I was in, and I'm like, let me click on this to see what this is talking about, because it had so many views, right? And I'm glad I did, because the lady on the video was talking about people setting up their goals and stepping out of their comfort zone and doing things scared and whatnot. And she was saying a lot of people got dead people goals, and I'm like, oh no, she didn't. Did she just tell these people they got dead people goals? So I'm like, I got to listen to this. I got to hear this, right? And so I'm like, she just told these people they have dead people goals. And when she said that, I was thinking about it. And I'm like, dang, a lot of us do have dead people goals. And I had to, think back to myself, like, I probably done had some dead people goals myself, right? So what she was saying is, only dead people never get stressed, never get broken hearts, never experience disappointments that come with failure. These tough emotions are a part of life. You don't get meaningful careers, businesses, families, etc. without the stress and discomfort. That's what makes it meaningful when it comes together. And I'm like, yes. I'm like, I done had some of these dead people goals. I ain't want to be stressed. I ain't want to be disappointed. I don't want the broken heart. So I ain't going to start this. I'm not going to do that. And I'm like, it's a lot of us have dead people goals. And we need to, look, if you on this live, if you walking this earth and you breathing, let them dead people goals go, because you alive. Right? You are alive. Let the dead people goals go. The dead people goals are the people that they don't want to be stressed out. They don't want to they don't want the experience of disappointment if the goal whatever they're working on doesn't go right, and things like that. Because dead people goals, when you're dead, you don't have nothing to do. You just there, right? You don't have nothing to look forward to. You don't have nothing to work on. You don't have to be stressed. You don't have to you don't have broken hearts. You don't have disappointments. When you're dead, you just there. You don't have nothing to look forward to. But when we, the living people, are working towards our goals, we want everything to be perfect. We want, the tough things to be easy. But as the lady spoke in the video, that's what make the stress and the disappointment and the battles that we're fighting and the late nights that we're going through, that's what makes it so meaningful when everything falls together. When everything falls together, when you sit back and see everything falling together, from those late nights, that stress, that disappointment, someone let you down, someone broke your heart. When everything starts to fall together from you going through all of that, that's what makes everything meaningful. So, dead people goals go. Yep, Erica, that's right. Letting them dead people goals go. So when I had to share that with y'all tonight, because I've been holding on to this nugget for a while, and I'm like, I'll share it, in the right time, because I'm like, if I hit the people with y'all got dead people goals, I'm like, they probably go come in for me, right? But I don't care. But yeah, I just knew like it was in my spirit to share that, to let us know, and even myself, like, we can't have dead people goals. We can't want everything to be, perfect. We can't want everything to be easy, because it's not. Life is not easy. Life is a journey. Life is a learning experience and things like that. Them dead people goals, they laying there resting. They ain't got a care in the world. They not stressed out. They not disappointed or anything like that. So those are my nuggets for tonight. I hope that you all enjoyed the live. Thank you all so much for tuning in with me tonight. I'm just going to check the comments here and see what else we got going on. Let's see what we got going on. What the dead people goals. Yes. Dead people goals. A lot of us have dead people goals. And even I had to reevaluate myself to see if I had some dead people goals, and those goals will stop us from moving and excelling and getting to the level that we're supposed to be in. Oh, thank you, Erica. You definitely worked the runway. Confidence and all. Thank you, Toots. Thank you. LOL, bite size. Girl, yes, back in the day when modeling was coming, you had to be bite size to get on a runway or a magazine or anything. You had to be bite size. You're welcome, Erica. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Feel free to, I'm going to post in the link if anyone, if anyone needs to book a complimentary increase your inner confidence session with me, I will post the link in the comments here to schedule a complimentary call. Complimentary me, it's free. We all love something for free, so it is free. That way we can, see what's going on, get these limited beliefs and negative emotions out the way, so you can start being confidently you, so you can start walking confidently you. Remember, we have choices, and I can't become who we want to be by being stuck as who we are now. Love you first, know your worth. Remember to always be confidently you. Walk confidently you. Walk in your purpose, walk in your destiny, and all of that good stuff, okay? So I will post the link in the comments if anyone wants to book a complimentary increase your inner confidence session call. This call will, help you realize what's holding you back, what you need to do, and to start taking action to meet those goals confidently. Start setting up those goals within your confidence, okay? So next week, I will be back. I have it on the calendar. We're going to be talking about how do we set up our goals confidently, and how do we set up those goals without the insecurities and things like that. So I will post, within the group of next week's time, and we're going to be discussing some confidence goals, okay? You need to share this live, bomb.com. I don't know. I was thinking about it. I don't know if I'm going to share it or just leave it here in the group for y'all. I don't know. I may share it. I don't know. I sleep on it. I sleep on it. But yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in. And again, I'm going to post my link just in case if anyone, if you ain't walking, I'm going to just say this. If you're not walking confidently in 2020, you need to click that link, okay? So until next time, I will talk with y'all later, and y'all have a good night. Tomorrow is Friday. Hey, Erica, you still on? Erica, is you going to the dinner tomorrow? I don't know. Erica probably, I don't know. Erica probably left. But yes, y'all, tomorrow is Friday. It's going to be fabulous. We're going to go ahead and claim that. We're going to go ahead and put that in the atmosphere. We're going to speak the prosperity and all that good stuff. Okay, D. LaShawn say, no, share it. No, share it. I'll see. I'll wake up with a decision in the morning if I will share this live out or not. Yeah. I don't know. I may share it because somebody might need to hear about these dead people goals, huh? What y'all think? What y'all think? There's some people around here with these dead people goals. Yes. All right, y'all. Okay, so you're going? Good. Okay, I'm going to. All right, so I'll check in with y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Bye.